Welcome into this video about Holden, Massachusetts. This is the 5th town info video that I'm doing about a Central Mass town, and we're gonna kind of keep this intro short, but thank you to the returning viewers and welcome to the new viewers. Without further ado, we're gonna jump right into this. We're gonna start off, if you've seen previous videos, you know we start off with the overview of the town and kind of what the town vibe is, basically. So Holden, Mass, it's right next to Rutland, Mass, which was the previous video. I'm gonna put the calling card, or the card, whatever that thing's called, in the top right-hand corner of the screen. So if you wanna watch that first before you watch this one, you got the access right there. Holden, right next to Rutland, right next to Worcester. Holden is one of the bigger towns, I would say, in Central Mass. It's got a population of about 20,000 people, which is a decent size. It's got a nice downtown area. It's busy. I wouldn't say it's like truly like a walking downtown area, but you can walk. Obviously, I'm referring to busy as in like traffic and whatnot. It's certain times of day, it's difficult to maneuver around that area just because of the cars and the bumper to bumper traffic. So if you're coming and going during rush hour, it can get quite hectic. So with that said, Holden is more of an urban town compared to the other couple towns I've done videos on so far. But it does have rural areas in the town, of course. Some neighborhoods have limited lot sizes. Some neighborhoods have bigger lot sizes. As I said, about 20,000 people live in Holden. That number might be a little outdated, actually. Towards the center of town, obviously it's more urban because center of town has a lot going on and a lot of businesses and restaurants and so on and so forth. So if you're looking for that kind of mixture of urban and rural, Holden's got that going for you. I'm gonna get into what there is to do in Holden in a short while, and you're gonna see that there's a lot of rural areas in Holden, actually. As I said, it borders Worcester, so it's close to many things. If you're relocating to Holden for work, maybe you want to live in Holden and you're working in Worcester. That's probably what most people in Holden actually do. I'm sure a lot of them work in Worcester because it's 5-10 minutes basically from downtown Worcester, some parts of Holden. So it's definitely a good place if you're looking to work in Worcester, or maybe you work in Boston, and that's still not a horrible commute. It's about an hour. Depends if you like that commute. Commuting to Boston, to Boston every day, and then home from Boston. All the power to you if you can manage that commute. Holden has a couple schools. It's actually got a decent amount of schools. So as I mentioned in the Rutland video, Holden is home to Wachusett Regional High School, which is comprised of 5 towns. So it's a district school. It's comprised of Holden, Rutland, Paxton, Sterling, and Princeton. So those are the 5 towns that go to Wachusett Regional High School. And Wachusett Regional High School is obviously a big school. If you're comparing it to my high school, which had 5-6 towns in it, I think my graduating class is 177. So if you take that times by 4, probably like 600-700 people in the entirety of the high school back when I was in school. Wachusett High School, a little under 2,200 as of 6 years ago. Students in grades 9 through 12. So big student body. I think I saw the teacher to student ratio is about 14-1, or student to teacher ratio is about 14-1. So that's obviously a big driving factor for a lot of people. People pick where they live off of. A lot of it has to do with the school district. It's not my job to give you all the info about the schools and whatnot. You can find that yourself. If I can find a proper link to the website that talks about schools, I'll put it in the description. If not, then you won't find it there. But Holden has about 5 elementary schools as well. There's, I think, 1 middle school, Mount View Middle School. I drive by that all the time. A lot of schools in Holden. All right, we're gonna move it right along. We're gonna talk about how much there is to do in Holden. How much there is to do in Holden compared to some of the other towns we talked about, like Hubbardston, like Westminster. Those types of towns, there's a lot more to do in Holden compared to those couple of towns. Just based off Holden's proximity to Worcester and just Holden having almost 20,000 people living there anyways. Holden has a lot of hiking trails, and I didn't realize this until I did a little research before this video. There were various like conservation lands, or kind of something like a park. This hiking trail is in the northern part of the town. Hiking trail is in the southern part of the town near Worcester, which is unexpected to me. So yeah, Holden has a lot of that going on. For if you're like an outdoors person, you're always out walking every morning or every evening. Holden has a lot of that. surprisingly, which is good, especially in a town like that that has a more of an urban feel to it. So if you're looking to stay active and whatnot, you got all those different trails you can check out. And in Eagle Lake, I never personally been there, but I guess there's like an entire wildlife sanctuary there. It drives a lot of people. I remember when I was driving through Holden for like a year or two, there's always these signs out that said "Save Eagle Lake." I never thought to research that at all. I'm guessing it's because of the wildlife sanctuary area. That's my guess. So you have that going for you if you're, a bird watcher or something. Holden, it's got that wildlife sanctuary. I guess they got some exotic animals there. There's plenty of restaurants in Holden. My favorite one, definitely Val's restaurant. It's kind of like an Italian Greek. They have great seafood. It's a big place. They have live music every weekend. It's been around for 30 years at this point, just about. It's a very nice place. I always enjoy going there. I get the same thing basically every single time. The steak kebab? That sounds about right. Absolutely delicious. I highly recommend Val's. And like I said, there's many restaurants to choose from. There's, Chinese restaurants. There's obviously pizza places. There's multiple pizza places. There's coffee shops. There's franchises. You got like the Domino's, the Papagenos, the Subways. I'm sure they even probably get like a Chili's or something along those lines. And obviously there's those original restaurants like I just mentioned, like Val's and those types of restaurants. So Holden has a lot of restaurants you can go to, and I think there's a couple new ones. I know there's one that's looks like it's open late on Fridays and Saturdays. That one looks like newer. It's kind of like a tavern type of vibe, or a bar scene. Something. I haven't personally been there, so I can't speak too much about it. There's a golf course, and obviously you're near Worcester, so you got the Worcester golf courses. I think one or two of Worcester golf courses are private, like Worcester Country Club. I think that's private. So yeah, Worcester's got obviously golf courses and whatnot if you're a big golfer. Holden being right next to Worcester, you can do everything you want to do in Worcester. Worcester's got so many restaurants. I mentioned in a previous video, Worcester's got the Woo Sox AAA minor league baseball team for the Red Sox. They've got minor league hockey teams. They've got concerts at the DCU Center. They've got comedy shows. Worcester has a lot going on. It's the second biggest city in New England, so as you can imagine, there's quite a lot to do there. All right, and we're gonna wrap up the video talking about the real estate market in Holden. This one was interesting because Holden, I think, has had the most real estate activity out of any of the previous 4 towns I've done. So the active inventory in Holden. So as you know, if you watched one of these videos before, I talked about 2022 and 2023. This is talking about the prior 12 months. So and this is talking about the real estate market as of November 4th, 2023. So in 2022, up until November 4th, 2023, or 2022, the previous 12 months, there was 22 homes on the market on November 4th, 2022. Now there's 18, so not a huge difference, but obviously somewhat of a difference, 4 less homes to choose from if you're actively looking to buy. Homes sold the prior 12 months in 2022, so November 4th, 2021 to November 4th, 2022, 186 homes sold in Holden. And then this year, the previous 12 months, 11/04/22 to 11/04/23, 116 homes sold. So that is a decrease of 38% just about in the last 12 months. A lot less activity out there, but obviously homes still sell regardless of the market, and that will continue to be the case. 38% decrease in homes sold. Crazy. The days on market, the previous 12 months leading up to November of last year, 21. This year, the last 12 months, 26 days on the market. So a 5-day increase, which is about a 24% increase overall. That's actually interesting because there's less homes on the market this year. So I think a lot of that has to do with the mortgage rates being where they've been at this year. There's a little less buyers than there were last year, but homes are still selling quickly because of the lack of inventory. The average sale price, okay, Holden, I will say this right up front, Holden is more of it's a decently pricey town based off the real estate prices. So the average sale price prior 12 months leading up to November of last year, about $500,000. This year, the last 12 months, $551,000 in the average sale price. So that's an increase of 11% in the last 12 months. We're looking at over $500,000 for the average sale price. So you got to have a decent sized budget to afford this town. And the average list price previous 12 months leading up to November of last year, about $477,000 was the average list price. The last 12 months leading up to now, 534,000 just about. So an increase in 12% in the average list price, and homes are still selling for over asking based off this. Obviously this year, homes selling at 551,000 on average, with the average list price being 534,000. So that's $17,000 on average over listing price for the final sale price. Last year, homes sold about $20,000 over average list price. That's the Holden housing market. I wanted to keep this video under 10 minutes, but that looks like it's not going to happen, sadly enough. Holden, as you can see, the average sale price in a home, especially this year, is about a little over $500,000. So you have to have a decent sized budget, a budget you're comfortable with. Ultimately comes down to your personal circumstances and what you're able to do. Holden's a great town. It's close to many things. So if you're a person that's looking for a lot of stuff to do, if you're outdoorsy, if you're looking for stuff that goes on every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, or Sundays, you have a lot of options to choose from, and it's just in the center of Mass, so you're not even that far from Boston. You're not far from the ocean. If you're a big beach person let's say you're moving from Nebraska to Central Mass and you want to move to Holden, you're closer to the ocean here than you are in Nebraska. So it's just close to a lot of things. Just the Central Mass area in general, you're not too far from many different things. If you want to go skiing in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, that's 2-3 hours away. If you want to go to the southeastern coast of Maine, it's about 2 hours away. If you want to go to New York City, probably 3 hours away. So you're not far from like anything. You're in driving distance, a lot of cool different things. With all that said, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're a returning viewer, thank you. If you're a new viewer, please consider liking this video, subscribing to this channel so you can continue to see videos like this, because I'm going to keep rolling out these videos every so often about the local towns that I work in. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss those future town videos and other videos that I do on this channel. If you have any questions, comment. You can reach out to me, email, my cell phone. If you are looking to relocate to this area, or if you currently live in the area and you're looking to sell your home, whatever the case may be, feel free to reach out to me. You got my contact info down below. Again, I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next video. Not sure what town we're gonna be doing yet, but we'll figure it out. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.